Well, hello, welcome to a series of videos on reading Plato. I'm going to read just a selection from Plato's famous work, the Symposium. The work was probably composed somewhere between 384 and 379. It purports to recall a symposium that had taken place many years before. It mentions Agathon, for example, who we know had left Athens in 405. So I'm just going to read through and translate. You'll need to consult various commentaries and get more detail on the text. I'm reading from Kenneth Dover's edition of the Symposium, which is a very good edition to have. So we begin with Apollodorus, and he's on his way up to town from Phaleron, where he lives. And so we begin the dialogue with Doko moi perihon punthanesti, uk ameletetos enai. I'm going to go fairly slowly, so those who are still learning Greek can hopefully keep up with the text. So doko moi, well, it's idiomatic. I seem good to me. So it's a way of saying I think that. So doko moi, and then it's taking an infinitive. So I think that I am, for the enai, uk ameletetos. This is alpha privative plus this mele root is a concern, and the word itself means not unpracticed. And Greek loves to use double negatives. It's got a technical term, it's called litotes. So we in English tend to put things around in a positive way. So I translate here, I think that I am well versed, literally not unpracticed. So well-versed, peri-hone, for peri-two-tone hone, regarding those things which, pun thaneste, you are inquiring. Kaiga tung et tunkanon proen es astu oikothen an eon, phalerothen. For I happened proane the day before yesterday, I chanced going up, so after tunkano we have a participle, so I chanced the day before so just the day before yesterday, I chanced going up to the city, oikothen, from home. We get that old then ending, so from home, and phalerothen, again repeated ending here, from Phaleron. Now Phaleron, of course, was one of the two ports of Athens, the main one being Piraeus, and further along was the smaller port of Phaleron, which is where this fellow lives. Ton un gnorimon tis opis then cat idon me porothen ekalese. Kai paisdon hama te klese. O Phalerius Ephe, Hutos Apollodorus, u perimenes. And so the we get a genitive. So then the un there is therefore, but I think it's just then here. Tis a certain one of my people I know, gnorimos, of my acquaintances. Cat idon, having seen me, opis then, from behind, kalese, he called out, from Callio, porothen, well, this is meaning from afar. Again, it's that then ending we're seeing from before. So from poro, so from afar. So seeing me then from behind, one of my acquaintances then, having seen me from behind, he called out from afar, and paisdon is something like joking. it's connected with pious a child. So making a joke, literally hamate klese, at the same time as calling, at the same time as the call. So so at the same time as calling me, he made a joke, or making a joke. He said, "O Phalerus, O man of Phaleron." It's not quite clear what the joke is here, except that he's calling him, he's giving him the name Phalerus, which simply here it's going to mean a man, O you from Phaleron, O man from Phaleron. Hutos Apollodorus. Hutos is this, but here it's just demonstrative in the sense of you there. Apollodorus. U perimenes. This is a future here, you can see from the accent. So it originally perimeneses, and then the sigma drops out, you get contraction. So will you not wait up? Cargo epistas periemena. Cargo for kai ego, and I. Now epistas is from epi plus, well, histemi, I suppose here. So it's something like stand still. So I, having stood still, periemena, I waited for him. Kai hos Apollodori Ephe, kai men kai enankos se et setun, boulomenos dia puthesthai ten agathon es sun usian, kai Socratus kai Alcibiadu, kai ton alon ton toti ento sundepno paragenomenon. Periton eroticone logon tines esan. And he said, now we're getting hos here used in the sense of he, which is quite common in Attic Greek. So he said, "O Apollodorus, kai men kai." And in fact, also, et setun, imperfect, I was looking for you, so the sense is, in fact, I was just looking for you in Ankos a little while ago. Boulomenos, wishing, dia puthesthai. This is from pun thanamai, and the dia makes it very emphatic. So it's to inquire with certainty almost, to make an inquiry about the sun usian, literally the being together. So it's a party, a drinking party, anything like that here. So the party of Agathon and of Socrates and of Alcibiades and of others, of those, and the tone goes with the paragenomenon, of those being at that time at the feast, the sundepno, the dinner together. And regarding literally the speeches about love. So I think speeches for logon, literally regarding the erotic words, but really it's the speeches about love. Tines esan, what they were. Allos ga tismoi di egeto akekos, phoinikos tu Philippou, Ephe dekai se Adenai. For a certain other person, doesn't say who it is, related it from di hegeomai, so was relating it, it's imperfect, moi to me. So the guy who was telling me this story, akekos, this is a perfect participle from akuo here, having heard it from, this is Phoenix, this is a genitive from Phoenix. We don't know any more about this guy, having heard it from Phoenix, the son of Philip, but he said that you would to know, from eidena, infinitive from oida. So for someone else was telling me about it, having heard it from Phoenix, the son of Philip, and he said that you would know. Alaga uden ke safes legain. So alaga, it's, well, but the ga is hard to translate here. So, but now ake can be used in the sense of to be able. So he was able, legain, to speak, uden saphes, nothing clear. So he wasn't able to tell me anything clearly. But the saphes is neuter here. It could be adverbial. So he was not able to speak. So he was able to speak nothing clearly. So he wasn't able to tell me anything clearly. Suun moi diagesai. So this is an infinitive here. You therefore tell me the story, relate it to me, from dihageamai. Dikai otatos ga a tus tu hetaru logos ap angelain. Now, literally, for you are most just to relate the words of your comrade, of your friend, perhaps lover here, and heteros is an intimate friend, and the reference here, of course, is to Socrates. So you just, we'd paraphrase that in English, for you are the best person to relate the words of your friend. Poteron demoi eidahos ape su autos perigenu te sunesia taute eu. Now this is a question here. So now eidahos is a very common idiom in Attic Greek, and it's very common in Plato. The a is the remains of an old verb eimi, which is fairly common in Homer. It's an old verb of speaking. So eidahos, he said. And this is the only, this, and I think there's ein dego down here, which is another from the same verb here, I said. This is the only remnant of this verb that you get in Attic Greek. But this a is quite common in Homer. So he said, now we're getting proteron and a. So tell to me whether you yourself were present at this. So proteron before. So tell me first of all whether you yourself were present at this gathering or not. So I think the proteron is doesn't go with the a. Sorry, it's the proteron. Tell me first of all, I think. So tell me first of all, he said, whether you yourself were present at this gathering or not. Cargo apon hoti pantapasin eoikesoi uden diagestai saphes ho diagumenos a neosti hege ten sun usian gegonenai tauten hen erotas hostikai eme paragenestai. Now, cargo for kaiego, and I said that, and we get direct speech, the hot diagumenos, the one who was telling you this story, seems to you pantapasin in all respects. Sorry, no, the one relating seems in all respects diagestai to have related uden saphes, nothing clear, soi to you. So I said, well, the one who's been telling you this story seems in all respects to have related nothing to you clearly, nothing clearly to you. If Hege, if he thinks it's if you think, I should say, second person, if you think that the gathering to have taken place, so this gathering which you are asking about, to have taken place neosti recently, so that also I was present. So just to do that little bit again more carefully there, and I said that the one telling you all this seems to have related nothing clearly to you in all respects, if you think that the gathering took place recently, this gathering which you're asking me about, so that also I was present. Ego gede F.A. And he said, well, I did in fact think so. So he thinks it did happen recently, and the reply is pothen ein dego o Glaukon. Now we finally get the fellow's name mentioned, Glaukon, his friend here. The pothen goes with the uk oyster, literally from whence do you not know? So we would say, how, said I, this is the first person version of the aid hos up here, we get ein de ego. How, said I, O Glaukon, how do you not know, hoti, that polon eton, after many, it's been many years, agathon enthardi uk epi dede maken. This is a perfect from epidemio, to be in the country. So how is it you do not know that for many years Agathon has not been enthardi here in the country, has not been living here? Afhu dego Socrate sundia tribo kai epimeles pepoi amai hekastes hemeras aidenai hoti an lege a prate udepo tria ete estin. Now this is a question, because it's coming back with this. How do you not know this? Now we've got to go back to here. So how do you not know this? It is not yet 3 years afhu since I sun diatribo I began to spend time with. So I spend time. So it's not yet 3 years since I have been spending time with Socrates. It's present tense, but we put it into English, I think, in past tense in English. Since I've been spending time with Socrates, and I have made for myself epimeles a concern. So this is idiom. So I have made it my business. I've made it my concern. Hekastes hemeras, on each day, aidenai infinitive, to know. Hoti, probably for hot tea with as 2 words, whatsoever thing he might speak or he might do. So just putting that bit together to finish off this first section. And so I said, how is it, O Glaukon, that you do not know that it's been many years since Agathon was living here? And it is not yet 3 years since I keep company with Socrates, so I began to keep company with Socrates, and I have made it my concern each day to know whatever he says and does. So that is the end of section 172.